Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and yes, I am back after a couple of days, 4 or 5 days or so. I've been pretty sick the past couple days, but feeling okay now, feeling a little better. The throat's a little better, and to make things even better, I've actually figured out the problem with my multiplayer Warhammer battles. If you guys had followed my channel, you noticed that I was a pretty regular uploader of Warhammer battles, but for some reason it actually had stopped working, and it said that the host version differs from mine, and I wasn't able to join any. Well, long story short, I did the noobest mistake, and I accidentally had subscribed to a mod and then forgot about it, and it was enabled. So I was able to take that mod out, and I'm able to bring you some Warhammer content once again. So as you can see from this fine gentleman here, I am playing as Clan Angren. This was a battle that I just played, and it was pretty epic. So let's look at the army comps, and then we'll get things started. So looking, you can see it's Clan Angren, me, and an Empire player against a Empire player and a Bretonnian player. So in the front, I've got 3 units of cannon here, and then I've got 4 units of these Thunderers, and then I have 4 units of Longbeards, full chevron upgrades, so I've got them on the flanks. And in the center, I've got 4 units of Hammerers. So these guys are pretty awesome with their dual-wielding hammers. And then I've got 4 units of my elitist of elite, the Ironbreakers, on the right. So I'm going to try and use them as a flanking force. The money, as you can tell, was very high. I think it was 20,000 per player. So looking at my ally here, so he has Emperor Karl Franz, and he has a light wizard. And looking in the front, he's got a steam tank, and he's got 2 units of handgunners. And he has 3 units of spearmen with shields. 4 units of spearmen with shields, actually. And then he's got some great swords. I think 3 units, yeah, it looks like. And he's got a Jade Wizard. He's got a couple of crossbow units. And he's got a lot of these Debigriff Knights, which are going to be super elite and super helpful in the battle. So he's got 4 units of them. So that's really where his money has gone. And looking at the allies over here, so starting with the Bretonnian player, so he has a couple units of questing knights here. He's got some foot squires. He has some men-at-arms polearm. He's got, looks like 4 units of them. And he's got some mounted yeoman archers, 3 units. And it looks like he has 3 units of field trebuchet. And he's got a paladin as well. And he's got the Fey Enchantress, so this is the general. And oh look, he's got some swords over here, so he's got actually 4 units of foot squires, and he's got a Grail relic. And looking at the last Empire player, we've got some halberdiers, I think, on either flanks. Yes, 2 units. And then he's got some swordsmen, looks like 4, 5, 6 units of them. And he's got some handgunners. He's got a Grey Wizard, Karl Franz, and an Empire Captain. And then he's got Hammer of the Witches, Great Cannon, a Great Cannon, and a Sunmaker Hellstorm Rocket Battery. So yeah, the battle is only 8 minutes long, so I'll try to capture all of its epicness. So let's get this battle started. So right away, I tried to push forwards my cannons to get some good shots off. But you can see that there is way more enemy artillery. I am not going to be able to do much in this state, so I immediately see that he's just going to trash my infantry, so I push up right away. I'm going to try to cut the distance between that artillery. My great cannon, you can see, is firing, but it's really not making that much of a difference, if I'm honest. Yeah, just pummeling my men as we try to run forwards. Not looking good. You can just see the dwarves trying to use their shields to cover their advance. Yeah, not looking the best. So I gotta close the ground very quickly here. You can see that my Empire ally is doing the same. He's pulling all of his troops over. And I'm trying to spread my lines out a little bit more. You can see Belegar Ironhammer pushing on the flanks with his iron breakers. The Empire swordsmen, they are pushing forwards in an attempt to screen their artillery. And they're really hugging the the corner here. They're all huddled up in this little noob square. So I'm going to stretch my iron breakers. I made a mistake here. I didn't notice that Belegar Ironhammer was walking forwards, but annoyingly this Empire player started targeting him with everything that he had, which I was a little pissed about, you know, gentleman's code and all, but I've got my infantry here finally, and I just need to close the gap even further. Like, I can't just have them sitting here. They're getting cut to pieces. And my cannons have pretty much all been destroyed. But luckily my Thunderers are in range now, so we should be getting some good shots. Nice. Yeah, you can see them getting hit hard. And I'm pushing forwards my Iron Breakers as well. I want to get them into range. They're going to put down their shields, throw their packs. Nice. Yeah, just shredding them. Ooh. So that was really good for us. You can see that he is now targeting his artillery on Belegar. So I'm trying to get him out of there as quickly as I can. In hindsight, I probably should have just charged him right into the battle. But yeah, you can see that we're just wrecking his units here with the Iron Breakers. And you can see over here, the Empire player, he has pushed in with his units. He's got his handgunners set up. A couple of them are being cut down by archer fire, though. By the human archers, it looks like. But yeah, the Demigryph Knights all charging in here. Ooh! Got a little spell going there. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to commit all my infantry. See the boys in blue charging forwards. To the far side of the map, the Iron Breakers are still throwing their satchel charges. Ooh! Gonna aid my Empire brothers in this struggle. Oops, sorry. Still got some voice cracks going on there. We got the Hammerers charging into the Spearmen with shields. Those Spearmen are gonna be no match. Or actually, those are Halberdiers. Yeah, they are. So that's not too bad of a matchup. But yeah, I haven't even engaged with my Iron Breakers. This one got chewed up by the handgunners. But yeah, these units are still full health, which was excellent. But yeah, Belegar Ironhammer, you can see, just trying to escape from all the artillery fire. And you can see that he's starting to send Karl Franz over here, so I targeted Karl Franz with all of my Thunderers, and you can see I'm just tearing him down, which was good, you know, a general for a general. You can see, though, they will turn around and fire. Fire into Karl Franz. Oh, taking some big hits there. Yep, and there he goes. He is dead. But unfortunately, Belegar Ironhammer does break from the battle to the Jade Wizard. But over here, I'm not doing too bad on my side. You can see a lot of the Empire forces are breaking. And over here, it looks like the Empire player and Bretonnian player are trying to pull back, but you can see the Demigryph Knights just cannot be contained. They're going to wipe out these trebuchets. Or no, actually, it looks like he's going to curl around and get behind the questing knights and the Fey Enchantress. Can do a bit of slow-mo here so you can see everything that's happening on. So the Empire's still filtering in his forces. A lot of them you can see have been lost by the field trebuchets. They're probably racking up a ton of kills. Most of my infantry is engaged, but you can see that quite a few of them are getting kind of picked apart. Over here, not doing too well. Two great swordsmen, warrior priests, get these long beards. But on this flank, I am doing really well, which is good. My Thunderers are really coming in handy as well, targeting their artillery. So, yeah, it's just about in our favor now. I forgot to show you, but it was pretty even as far as how many each player was bringing. So you can see 2173, 2182. But we have about 1,360, and they have less than 1,000. So, yeah, you can see this is the line here. So they are really hugging it. But he's got this handgunner unit here, kind of just sitting here. So I do target him with my Thunderers. Oh, you can see them just getting picked apart. Nice. So they are going to break. Got my Iron Breakers in here against the Great Swords. You can see just the line of dead. My Thunderers, my infantry is really thinning out here, so I just decide to open up with my Thunderers. And over here as well, we've got, we're overwhelming on this side. The Bretonnian faction is breaking. I've got so many of my hammers just grouped up here. But Steam Tank's still very alive. Karl Franz still very alive. The Empire player pretty much broken at this point. And looks like the Paladin is retreating. The Fey Enchantress is retreating, so that's really going to affect the Bretonnians' morale. See these peasants fighting against the elite Longbeards. And it looks like they're breaking. Some of them pulling away. What is this unit doing here? This must be one of my allies' units returning to the battle. But yeah, just cleaning up the battle. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this really epic battle. I am excited to be uploading videos once again. I will be uploading a couple of videos in the next couple days because I do have a couple days coming off, off of work. But yeah, Belegar Ironhammer, that's probably a first for anybody. 0 kills. He was wiped out. But Longbeard's doing pretty good. Hammer's doing pretty good. And my Ironbreaker's doing solid. Thunderer's also really paying for themselves. About 220 kills each. Cannons could have done better, though. But they got chewed up real quick at the beginning of the game. For my ally, doing okay. His Demigryph Knight's doing really well on his Steam Tank as well, but the Spearmen with shields, they just don't really have much in the way of killing power. But looking at the Empire enemy, yeah, a lot of his swords just getting chewed up from the Iron Breakers. Great Swords not doing that well. His Hellstorm Rocket Battery, though, did cause me some concern. Oh, and this is Carcassone. Sorry, I was saying Bretonnia. I haven't gotten the sigil for the Bretonnian factions down yet. But they did alright. Grail Relic's doing nothing, really. But his Trebuchet is doing quite well. So pretty solid all around. So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this battle. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Total War Warhammer content. And I will see you in the next one.